Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Season 2 of the Four Corners Podcast. We are back. We are all together once again with my boys. My name is John, and I am the host who loves his boys the most. And I'm so excited to be back with them. Nick! How you doing, buddy?
Pretty good, dude.
Ethan!
I'm pretty good. How are you?
Oh, I'm just fabulous. I appreciate you asking.
That's great.
Damien?
I'm fantastic, John.
So we are going to have to improvise a lot of this recording stuff that we're doing. We were not going to have as high of quality as podcasts as we have previously had. Going forward, we will try and make the best of what we have, but we have a lot to talk about. A lot has happened since our last podcast, which I do believe was Backlash.
It was Money in the Bank, actually.
Was it Money in the Bank?
Yeah, it was. Because remember, that was the FaceTime call.
That was Skype call.
Yeah.
But Backlash had just happened, right?
Yeah.
We had the fallout of Backlash.
Yeah, fallout, Backlash, and then we were predicting Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were. Yeah, you're right. You
I
are
know.
so right. So let's. We're gonna try not to go match by match through SummerSlam because 12
It felt like it.
Well, yeah, 12 match show is pretty long to go through. So we're just gonna hit up Raw first. Coming off of the fall off of SummerSlam, we had one of the best main events that WWE has put on in a while. I think we're all in agreement there. We had the champion, the Universal Champion, Brock Lesnar versus Braun Strowman versus Samoa Joe versus the big dog Roman Reigns for the Universal title. And Brock Lesnar surprisingly came out on top. I think Nick, you were saying Brock was going to win?
I called that one. Yeah.
I don't even remember what you guys had.
I had Braun, like you.
I had Samoa Joe.
You had Samoa Joe?
I wanted Joe, but
I think I had Braun. I had Braun too. But I was interested to see what exactly was going to happen with that match because I'm interested to see what they're going to do with Brock going forward, especially with the breaking news of John Jones being suspended.
Brock's going to resign now.
Yeah, I know. Honestly,
Yeah.
he's got nothing to do. But for Raw, with the fallout of that Universal title match, we had Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman, of course, delivering their speech, talking about how Brock is the greatest, how there was a conspiracy against him, and he came out on top anyways. And it looks like we're going to be going into a Braun versus Brock program, right?
It's confirmed, yeah.
It's confirmed?
For no
Okay.
mercy. Yeah, for no mercy.
Because, disclaimer, I only watched half of Raw. I don't think Ethan watched.
No, I fell asleep.
You fell asleep. Great.
Yeah.
Good
But
times.
I did watch the Miz promo.
I watched the
did.
whole show.
We will get to the Miz
bits and
promo.
pieces.
You watched a lot of the show.
Yeah.
Good.
But so for No Mercy, it is going to be Lesnar and Strowman.
Yep.
Strowman has to win that, right?
No.
Come
Not
on,
anymore. Not anymore.
Come on.
Now that John Jones messed up, I think Brock's going to be champion for a while longer.
I say probably till Mania, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't know. But it looked like Strowman came out and just demolished Brock. Like, I can't remember the last time I saw Brock get that beat up since Goldberg.
Since SummerSlam.
Yeah. Well, okay. That included too. Yeah, you're right. He did get but he came back, so it doesn't matter. But
Yeah.
Braun stood tall in this one, in this little shebang. So Raw's killing it right now in the game. With their main event is by far so much better than SmackDown's.
I mean, look at the
hard to
champions. Look at the champion.
Look at the
difference.
champions.
Yeah.
Shout out to Tyler on that one.
But yeah, we'll have to see what goes on with that whole title scene. I personally think Strowman should win, and I think Strowman will win, just to keep it fresh. And it's his time.
Yeah. I mean, there's not going to be a better time than now because he's as hot as you can get.
Literally,
You don't need to have a big man chase the title for months and months. You just need to give it to him.
just give it to him, especially because Braun has been just absolutely on fire, just out of this world, like way better than anybody had expected.
For a guy who had no experience like 2 years ago to where he is now, good lord, he deserves it.
Squaring off against Brock and destroying him, yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's a good That's a good thing. But to a feud that used to be hot and is not anymore, Enzo and Big Cass.
Now it's literally as cold as ice. You can't get any colder than ice.
Especially now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because
After breaking news tonight, they just announced that Big Cass tore his ACL and might have torn his medial meniscus or something like that.
Oh, crap.
Which is about a 9-month recovery. They said.
9-month recovery?
That's what the doctor said on the
goodness.
.com article.
But it was such a weird fall. Like, Nick and I thought it was just a work
I thought for sure because it was such like a lame collapse.
It was like, oh.
It looked like it was such a work, and then
Well, I think
he started screaming.
in the chat, you were saying that it didn't look like a work, like it looked like a real injury. And I hadn't watched it yet, and then when I had watched it, I was like, "Oh yeah!" Old boy is just yelling, and he was mad. He was so mad. He was so upset. I think he was just upset more than anything, just because he was getting his push soon. I don't know exactly how they would have put that in with the Strowman and Lesnar deal, or how soon Cass's push was going to come, but so Enzo Amore defeated Big Cass, which I don't think was the plan.
No,
I was going to be another squash like it was the entire match.
I went back and watched it again. If you look, Enzo was trying to call it on the fly, and he goes to the referee and says, "Raise my hand, I won. Come on, raise it." Because the referee forgot what he's supposed to do when a guy wins.
Was
the match.
it? I didn't see who the referee was. Was it someone that's very?
It wasn't one that I recognized.
No.
It wasn't Cohen or anything.
He's fairly new.
Yeah.
I'm just tired of this feud now, though. I mean, it was white hot at the beginning. When it all happened, I was worried because I was like, well, they should have had the tag titles at least once in their little thing that they had.
I think they'll get back together soon. Well, obviously not soon, since he'll be gone for 9 months. But
at least
one day they'll get back together.
I mean, maybe he'll get one of those returning heel or returning face pops.
I wouldn't mind. Maybe Enzo's getting beat down and then
Big Cass comes.
Yeah.
Goes back to the original music.
I wouldn't mind it, honestly. Better than what he's doing now.
That's true.
I mean, he wasn't bad. It was just it's
just
booked stupidly
dumb.
right now.
Yeah.
It is booked stupidly.
He should have moved on from Enzo a month ago.
There's
nothing to prove.
And I get them having Big Cass. I don't know if that was retiring Big Show, but because I just don't know what Big Show's purpose is now.
He's big.
Put over another big guy. You heard Big Cass say, there's another 7-footer in town. I don't know if he was supposed to retire Big Show or not, but I don't know what Big Show's purpose is anymore. Maybe he'll just, I don't know.
I mean, we can't do anything else but speculate now because everything's put on hold.
I know. And we give WWE creative a lot of flack for the decisions they make, but this would be a tough spot to put yourself in. Your guy, your superstar that you think is going to be the guy soon is just done. He's just gone for a long time.
Especially for a big guy with a knee injury.
Yeah.
Bad combination.
And Cass is good, too, so he needs a little work on the mic, but...
Yeah, and I wish he'd, spice up his gear a little bit.
Yeah, he just has the...
He's kind of a big, flabby, tall guy.
Long hair.
He's just Baron Corbin, but
yeah.
I don't know.
He's raw. Well, he doesn't have the sad tummy.
Yeah, true.
He used to be worse.
He's got big old boobies, though.
His what?
His body used to be a whole lot
Big
worse.
Cass?
Yeah.
How long ago are you talking?
Before in NXT.
Yeah.
He was big.
He was calling Cassidy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess we can touch on that at SummerSlam then. I don't know. It was funny, but it was just stupid. They're gonna have Enzo get out of the cage like that and just get a boot
get all
right to
lubed
the
up
face.
and then
All
get naked
lubed
and
up.
jump out.
It was funny, and I know why they did it, but
Obviously for the backstage reasons.
all the backstage reasons, all the ribbing, because heard that he's afraid of heights. I think.
Yeah.
And stripping naked in front of millions.
And covering
at
yourself
home.
in lotion and lubricant.
Yeah.
And,
That was
Then
one of the
getting a
most
boot.
obvious ribs that we've seen
yeah.
so far, which we've been talking about with Baron Corbin too, having to
Yeah.
take off his shirt.
Every single week.
But he used to have his shirt taken off all the time, and then he just put his shirt on.
Yeah.
His Lone Wolf shirt on.
Yeah.
His Walmart
back in
Wolf
NXT,
shirts.
he had his
Edge Wolf shirts.
yeah.
But yeah. Some smaller things. They had the Emma and Nia Jax whole deal backstage. Emma was talking trash behind Nia Jax's back, but then we found out that Nia Jax was actually behind Emma's back. See what I
Wow.
did there?
That was
Yeah.
pretty good.
Dude, I have
Thanks.
a week back.
You have a week back?
Yeah.
Cool.
Do you want
That's
a massage?
Well,
But,
that was
yeah.
a flop.
Nia Jax ended up just squashing Emma very quickly. I don't know what they're doing with Nia Jax either.
I'm afraid they're gearing her for a title run.
Why are you afraid? Like, I don't
want her to have a title run.
Not
Why
yet.
can't Emma have a title run?
Yeah.
Yeah, Emma would be tight. Emma would be a dope decision, but
It's
Or Alexa
fine.
Bliss again.
Or Alexa
at
Bliss.
least
or
they're
Alexa
having
Bliss.
at the very least they're having some women's mid card matches.
Yeah.
It's not all the women being thrown into a tag match or like all the women trying to fight over the title. It's like there are some
It's
mid
like,
card women's matches.
On Raw, you got Emma and Nia. On SmackDown, you got Lana and Tamina. It's like the mid card of women that don't
Yeah,
really
I
mean
know.
anything, but it's just something creative to
At
do.
least it's there.
Yeah.
At least they're
Substance is what you're looking for.
at least they're trying, I guess. But then we had Elias and R-Truth.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
Dude, I love Elias.
I'm
I
really,
do.
I'm really liking
I
Elias.
was gonna say I'm really starting to turn onto Elias.
I love him.
Because I one thing that I really like about him is the way he plays to the crowd.
Mhm.
I think that's one of the biggest things a superstar can do is be able to react to a crowd.
Actually acknowledge that they're
And-
cheering
Yeah.
you,
Right.
Even though you're a heel. Yeah.
And the way that he just talks to them and portrays himself as that character who is someone that is going to like talk to the crowd like that, I think he's doing an incredible job. He looks phenomenal. Like he's got a body.
He looks like beefy Seth Rollins.
Yeah, I
honestly.
know. That's exactly. And his ring work is good.
Yeah.
So
I wish we could see more of it though. 'Cause, like I don't want to jump the gun too soon and say he's just great in ring worker when he's only beaten Goldust and R-Truth like
Right.
twice.
I mean, but what we have seen of him,
Yes.
I would like to see more.
I want to see a real program from him.
Oh, absolutely. I don't even know who we could put him up against.
No idea.
Fantasy booking, because I don't know if he's ready for like IC title or anything like that. But
Maybe eventually. Maybe in a couple months.
eventually, yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know who we could put him in a feud with.
You could do Jason Jordan, but then who was gonna win the feud? And that's a big
Right.
problem.
I would say maybe give him like a really high caliber feud with like Seth Rollins or Dean or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, he was kind of with Dean.
He was with Dean for a
Yeah,
little
for a
bit.
little bit, but like maybe Seth Rollins. But now
Yeah.
since they're tag champs, probably not now. But
I mean, we'll see that. I don't know what R-Truth is doing nowadays. Anyways, like
Jobbing.
Yeah.
Losing
I guess
to Elias.
his thing with Goldust is over now.
yeah, I
Yeah.
think he
I
broke
don't
up.
know who won that feud
I
or
don't
what
know either.
happened.
Neither.
It didn't culminate at a pay-per-view, did it? It just was on
No.
Raw.
Yeah, I don't think
I
so.
really thought that was going to be a SummerSlam pre-show match.
No one really cares.
No one really. Well, I was excited for it at the beginning because I
Yeah.
was like, because Goldust started coming out with those like
old school
vintage
yeah.
promos.
Yeah.
Like that was awesome. I loved seeing that. And then I mean Goldust has always been good in the ring. So he's just an interesting performer to watch, anyways. But I don't know. We'll see what happens with R-Truth. Goldust wasn't even on the show, was he?
No, I don't think
The last
so.
time I saw him on Raw, I think, was when they had to separate all those.
Like every other week they do that.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, they had to separate
Yeah.
like Brock, and it was just funny seeing Goldust on. I almost called him Goldberg again.
Yeah.
Seeing Goldust on Brock Lesnar, just holding him back. Like, just thought it was in
Stop it.
full gear too. Like I just thought it was hilarious. But then we had the first surprise of the night with Kurt Angle saying that they signed John Cena. He is now on Raw. We had that whole thing where. He can just go as he pleases, I guess. I don't know how that works exactly, but
It's like a temporary signing.
it's
I don't
John
know.
Cena. So
Like a
we'll
month,
see.
maybe monthly.
And
okay for
not
him.
surprisingly, he calls out Roman Reigns.
I mean, not.
I mean,
directly.
not directly. Roman just came
He said,
out.
"You know who I'm here for."
And then
And
after
out.
Roman Reigns came out, he
Yeah,
said
it was
that
you.
you're exactly who I was looking
Yeah.
for.
It
So
was kind of dumb.
it was kind of dumb, and it was just like forced. It was so forced.
Yeah.
And the crowd
And
hated it.
And like, I think they were expecting dueling chants, but instead they got you both suck.
You both suck. Yeah. They probably were, because you heard Michael Cole say that these are the two most polarizing figures
Yeah.
in WWE, and I was like, you know what, that's actually
But then the
probably
crowd
true.
immediately.
They really did not like.
Well,
But
because
see,
it
that's
was
what
in
I'm
Brooklyn.
talking about. That's the reason why
Bizarro
I am
world, right?
liking Roman Reigns more and more, is because just like we were talking with Elias, Roman Reigns is finally figuring out how to work the crowd.
This is John's opinion.
This is my
Everybody,
opinion.
This is not the opinion of all four corners.
Ethan feels me
Yeah,
a little
I mean,
bit.
I'm not like hating
love him.
Yeah, I don't
don't love him.
But I'm not like sighing every time he comes onto the screen.
I like
anymore.
his work, but not his booking.
I will agree with that.
I don't like
his...
the explanation of, oh, you're supposed to boo and cheer him. This is what we want, but we're still going to force him in every ad and every this and that to make him look like the face of the company.
And I mean, you know how WWE
don't kid
is.
yourselves.
A reaction is a reaction.
They say that, but then they put him in every ad, every commercial, every poster,
for sure,
as if he is this golden boy.
The kids love him.
You can't have it both ways.
Like the kids,
don't act like he's an anti-hero, but then treat him like he's the golden Jesus.
I think they are trying to make him a John Cena just because like his promos are, because John Cena's promos are always like borderline heel. Every single his promos against AJ Styles, man, when he came back, I was like, is he turning heel right now? Like coming back from Hollywood, like all this stuff, he's like no nonsense John now or what? But I think they're trying to do that, but it just doesn't work the same way because I think because when John Cena originally got on the scene, like everybody loved him for the longest time. And so I think that's how they can get away with John Cena. John Cena is so charismatic, and Roman Reigns isn't nearly that charismatic. But I think he's improving heavily. He's given what he works with what he's given.
Yeah, but I hate what he's given. So
yeah.
Well, that's true, but you can't hate him for it.
I still hate it. I can hate it, but not him.
But then Samoa Joe comes out, right?
No.
Or was it The Miz?
The Ultimate Foil comes out.
The Miz comes out, yeah, and delivers promo of the year.
One of my favorites ever from him. He's had a lot of good promos.
I feel like we say that a lot.
Yeah.
We do. I mean,
a
the
lot
Miz,
when The Miz talks.
Yeah,
Too.
right.
Who would have thought that little
guy.
Mike Mizanin, is that his name?
Mike Mizanin.
Yeah.
On Tough Enough would be someone that could deliver these caliber of promos, because
it reminded me of when The Rock and Cena were like kind of feuding at WrestleMania 27 when Miz was champion. Because Miz would come out and be like, why are you guys ignoring me? I'm the champion. I'm important. And he would just beat them both up and talk crap to him the whole time.
Yeah.
And he's doing it again now with John Cena and Roman Reigns, and it's awesome.
But it's funny how I don't know how scripted the Miz's promos are. And I would like to know, because I was going to say, because everything that the Miz says, it's true. Like, every single bit of it. You know, John Cena and Roman Reigns have their moments literally every single week that they go out there. Mm-hmm. And The Miz is doing absolutely everything that he possibly can.
The best year of his career, probably.
Yeah. And, you know, he's not getting pushed to the moon like a Roman Reigns or John Cena, for example. So
just because he doesn't look like them.
And it's so, like, I've noticed that the heels are always speaking the truth, and like people just don't want to like hear it or whatever. But I don't know.
And like with him, he's such a company guy. Like Mike Mizanin is a real company guy, so it's like he's not going to say this in interviews. But when he gets a chance to say it in character, you know he's going to go all
absolutely.
out. He's going to destroy it.
But then, you know, after his good promo, good gravy, that was so good. Then Samoa Joe comes out, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Which is what I was hoping from the beginning. I was hoping that Joe would interrupt Cena from the very beginning, and
then see Joe and Cena in a match, which would be hot.
I think that's what they're doing for Mercy.
Yeah.
No Mercy.
For Mercy.
For Mercy.
Give me Mercy. Can we talk about that Alexa Bliss No Mercy program? Promotional.
That was freaking weird.
That was really weird. Yeah. And then at the end, she's like, any questions? I'm like, yeah, I have a lot of them, actually.
A couple.
Just a couple. So
Joe came out.
Joe comes out, and then it's just, I don't remember exactly what happened.
He basically regurgitated what The Miz said. Said that I need a moment.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the real one here. Blah, blah, blah.
And then they fight.
Yeah.
Like always. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, in Raw fashion, they set up a tag team match for the end of the night, right? The main event.
Yep. Main event's a tag team match.
Naturally. So then we switch over to 205 Live, which is just crumbling. Like, it's always been in shambles, but it's just now is crumbling. We had just eight guys out there.
I didn't know that all of those guys were even on the roster.
I forgot they were on there.
Honestly.
Not terribly important, really.
The crowd was not having it.
No, they weren't.
The main with the beach ball.
I was gonna say the main thing is the backstage segment after that match, where we had Neville. He was being interviewed, right? He's just being interviewed, and then Tozawa and Titus O'Neil come up.
And they said that they.
And then they get their rematch
for tonight, right?
Tonight, currently, right now, because we really do not care about 205 Live, and I am glad that they put that match on 205 Live because now they're actually giving some weight to the show. Giving away that Tozawa win on Raw last week was just idiotic, and then having Neville win it back. We were talking about some things that could happen. I wanted for Neville to get mad about losing twice cleanly to Tozawa and then just running through the ranks of the main roster and like being pushed to the main roster, because whereas Neville is absolutely magnificent in every aspect of his wrestling career right now, he's just in 205 Live. Like he's so far ahead of everybody else in 205 Live that it just, I don't know, I'd like to see him perform at other places. Kind of like with what Austin Aries, like I would love to have seen him not in 205 Live. But
yeah, we'll never get to see it.
So we'll probably, I don't know if we'll, that's over in an hour, right?
Yeah.
So we might still be doing the podcast. So we might just see.
I'll like check.
Mention it. Yeah, you should just keep checking that.
I'll get a live update if it happens.
And then we had Kurt Angle and Jason Jordan. Jason Jordan wanting a match. Kurt Angle saying, what was it? Something about last night, like, oh, you want retribution for last night?
To the Miz.
The Miz is already in a match, and Jason Jordan's like, well, give me Finn Balor.
It was a random choice.
It was a random choice.
And I guess the commentators are trying to rationalize it like, oh, they're in NXT together and they know each other in the Performance Center. I guess that's kind of a cool story to tell, but it was a good match.
I didn't get to see it.
It was really good.
If you block out the crowd, then it's a really good match.
Why? Because they just
like Jordan was doing like his like some vintage Kurt Angle like amateur wrestling stuff, and it was like really
actual
cool.
good mat wrestling.
Yeah,
and the crowd was playing with a dang beach ball the whole time and not even paying attention, and it was a really good match.
I mean, I don't even know if we should talk about that 6-man tag match that happened on the pre-show. Nobody was in the crowd. No. Literally nobody was in the crowd. Man, I mean, it does suck what happened, like what we were just talking about with Big Cass with the Revival. You know, you can't do anything else at that point. There's nothing else you can do. But you want the Hardy Boys on SummerSlam. What do you do? I'm glad they had that on the pre-show.
It was just too early for a match because nobody was in there.
Way too. It was at like what, 5 o'clock, something like that. Did they start it right at the beginning of the kickoff show?
It was like 5:15, 5:30.
So like just a couple minutes after.
I read that it was a Barclays mess up and not a WWE mess up. Where they didn't open the doors on time. Yeah.
That's well, there were people in there.
Like slowly filing in, like they're supposed to have already been sat down.
But Matt was mad. Did you see his tweet? He was mad about it.
They repaid them on Raw for that, which is why they had that match with the champion.
Wait, what did he tweet?
Matt tweeted something about like I don't remember exactly what it was, but he said like we performed so well that we deleted like all of the crowd or something. Like it was something that like you could tell he was obviously irritated that nobody was in there. But yeah, speaking of the Hardy Boys, we had Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose come out and do their little celebration for winning at SummerSlam. Incredible match.
It's the best program right now on TV.
It was the right choice. There were a lot of title changes at SummerSlam.
All of Raw except for the Universal
Championship. But what a hot match. What a good pay-per-view for tag team matches.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we had the change of titles. So the kind of Shield is... Are we calling them the Shield now? Like, are they just...
No.
Are they just Seth Rollins
and
Dean
right now, yeah.
But yeah, they the Hardy Boys came out and to congratulate them. And then they asked for the match, right? Yes.
The Hardys asked.
The Hardys asked for a match.
Yeah.
Yeah, they asked for the match. Seth and Dean were like, we idolized you growing up. Like, yeah, let's do it. And then Seth and Dean won?
Yep. Mm-hmm. With, like, the knee and the Dirty Deeds combo. Which is really cool.
I mean, the combo that they had to win at SummerSlam was hot. Like, that was awesome. Yeah, don't think I watched this match. I think this is where I stopped. So, are we seeing a Hardy Boys, Dean Ambrose, and Seth Rollins program at No Mercy?
So. No. Like I was saying, I think that was just to repay Matt and Jeff for having such a crap spot on the SummerSlam card. So they're like, you can fight the champions in a decently lengthy match.
Then I wonder what the Hardy Boys... what's the word on the broken gimmick?
No idea.
Isn't it still, like...
I think it's still with GFW right now.
I think they're still trying to get it back.
Because we've heard so much about, oh yeah, it's finally done. Like,
on Raw, they were doing all their little shticks. Like
of course, yeah, of
like,
course.
More than they have in the past. They still aren't acknowledging it officially, though.
Well, they have to, because, like, I mean, there aren't a lot of people that, there are a lot of people who haven't been exposed to that.
Yeah.
So, like, they have to build their own WWE story for the broken gimmick.
Yeah, you can't just jump into it.
You can't just, Matt Hardy comes out,
Yeah.
even though he does it.
Started.
Yeah. I mean, people who aren't familiar with the program will be weirded out anyways, and like, well, Matt Hardy's acting really weird.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. Then it looks like we had a backstage segment with Samoa Joe, The Miz, and The Miztourage. Boys,
Yeah.
would you like to elaborate?
I think it was just like Miz was trying to direct Joe around, and Joe was like, "Stay out of my way. Let's beat him up," because we both had the same objective. It was pretty tame. It was pretty civil.
Yeah.
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 Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. Another backstage confrontation. We had Sasha Banks and Alexa Bliss. Sasha Banks coming off of the win at SummerSlam. Pinned her. No, she tapped out, didn't she?
Tapped out,
She tapped out.
To the bank statement.
There's like the curse of like if someone gets injured and someone gets put in, like they're automatically a shoe-in to win just because it keeps people guessing.
Yeah.
So I hope that they bring Bayley back and then it causes Sasha Banks to like go heel. I think that'd be cool.
Hoping for that, but I'm expecting Nia Jax.
Nia Jax.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but I feel like she's been in title contention for a while now.
Yeah, like I saw a question of whether Bayley's injury is actually terrible or if it's a part of a work.
Or part of a work.
Because they haven't given any kind of timetable.
Well, because she's
or anything
actually
like
hurt,
that.
right? Like she actually got hurt a little bit.
Definitely something, but not like they haven't given a single timetable, right? So like she just keeps saying that she's doing rehab.
Where we already have a big cast timetable.
Yeah, the day after.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's partially a work.
Kind of like the Seth Rollins.
Kind of like
thing,
how, and how
Yeah.
Ron Strowman was hurt and then he came back
Yeah.
when I was in
Just to surprise
Raw.
people.
Yeah.
But I do hope that turns into a Sasha Banks and Bayley program where Sasha Banks turns heel, because we've been saying on the podcast that we wanted Sasha to turn heel since
like
Day one.
Since day one, yeah.
before WrestleMania,
Yeah.
at least, because we wanted her to turn at WrestleMania. We thought that would be a really cool place to do it, the perfect time to do it, and they just didn't. So I think she works better as a heel. Personally,
Oh, yeah.
I think she's
100%.
god awful as a face. I can't stand her anymore.
I don't think she's god awful, but
I
it's
I cringe when she
yeah.
talks now. It's awful.
They really need to do something with her now that they have the title on her. Interested to see what they do with Alexa Bliss. Did they have like a little program later on in the show, or was this like the only time they really like mentioned it?
Alexa Bliss basically said that that Sasha is a 4-time champ, but she has never successfully defended the championship.
Yeah.
So then Sasha was like, "All right, I'll defend it right now," and she's like, "Nah, next week." So
Nah.
it's gonna be next
Classic.
week.
Okay.
Yeah, classic heel.
So then we had the Finn Balor Jason Jordan match where it looks like Finn Balor won. You guys said it was a good match,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah, it was a really good match. It made both guys look really good.
Well, I was gonna say,
Even like, Booker T said, like, don't even slouch on Jason Jordan for losing because it was still a great
that's
match.
good, and
Yeah.
I know that half the battle is the commentators like putting them over as well for the fans at home. But has Jason Jordan won a singles match so far?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's
Yeah.
squashing jobbers.
Oh,
Yeah.
But he hasn't won anything high
No.
caliber yet.
I think they're doing some kind of like a underdog gimmick right now.
Well, I was hoping for an IC title match. He had that little.
Yeah, I
thing
don't know
with
what
The
happened to
Miz.
that.
I don't know either. They just kind of dispersed it.
I
like,
think that they're gonna push Roman into that spot now.
Roman.
I think they're gonna do Roman and Miz, and then Joe and Cena at No
Yeah.
Mercy.
Yeah, and then
That's what it looked like.
Then Roman would
Because
become
Joe
like
and Cena haven't
grandson.
been working together on house shows, or they're going to be working together on house shows soon. And Roman was there, so.
I don't know. Maybe it might be cool to see Roman in something other than the Universal title picture. Come on, give him a break.
So he can win the belt and become a whatever Grand Slam, whatever.
Maybe that means the Miz has a shot at the Universal Championship.
Okay.
You never know. You never know.
Okay.
And speaking of all of those boys, John Cena and Roman Reigns, of course, defeated Samoa Joe and The Miz in the main event that evening. How was the match? Was it a decent match? Worth watching?
Right.
It was your basic match.
I was going to say, was it your basic John Cena spot fest?
And
Roman Reigns spot fest?
Cena got Superman punched.
Cena got Superman punched.
Yeah.
Dramatically, and I thought, Miz is gonna pin him, and he's gonna win, and then Cena gets up and
Was it on accident?
Yeah, like Cena was picking up the Miz or something, and the Miz ducked out of the way.
Okay, I was gonna say because that doesn't make sense.
And like the commentator was like, "Oh my God, the Miz is gonna pin Cena out because of Roman Reigns," and then
nope,
Cena AA.
And then at the end of the match, he was holding his jaw like, "Come on, Roman, what the heck?"
As if it mattered at all.
Yeah.
I don't know. But that was Raw. We've been discussing a lot just in our personal time that Raw is just becoming whereas SmackDown used to be the show, Raw is becoming that show. It feels like they have
bits and pieces though.
Yeah, it's not perfect. It's definitely not perfect, but it feels in every section of Raw there's good going on.
Like,
it's not
there's more storylines that I care about.
Yeah. And I mean the main event scene is hot. The tag team scene is hot still. Mm-hmm. The women's scene is okay. It's getting there.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to see what they do with it. But it's getting there, and it's not dead in the tracks like it was a couple weeks ago with the whole Bayley and Alexa Bliss "This Is Your Life" segment and all that.
Yeah.
God awful stuff. But it seems like they're going in the right direction, and SmackDown is just.
I thought today was a big step forward.
Today was a good step forward, but that's because there were lots of surprises and lots of things coming on the show. So if we start SmackDown off with AJ Styles and Kevin Owens and Shane McMahon in the ring. AJ Styles is coming off of his win at SummerSlam, where they involved Shane too much. Personally, I think. There were a lot of like the Shane spots where did he hit him, like all that stuff.
Yeah.
Kevin made the big deal about Shane being too involved and stuff like that, so it looks like we're leading to the KO and Shane feud that we've all been hearing about.
Yeah.
But then Shane says, Kevin wants the match. AJ says, Shane, give him the match. So he gives him the match. Kevin's wants the stipulation of him choosing the ref, so the rest of the night just includes Kevin just. They were funny segments too, like him trying to be a ref.
I didn't get why he wanted to choose the ref if he didn't have any.
If he didn't have anybody, yeah.
Why was Sammy his first choice?
I don't, because I honestly think it's just like the heel persona of Kevin is like he can manipulate someone like Sami Zayn, who is, I think the character of Sami Zayn could be easily manipulated.
Yeah, it was like a cheap way to get him on TV.
It was for sure.
Character, yeah.
But then so we have that for the rest of the night, going on.
What happened to Mike Kanellis?
I don't know.
I was excited for him.
When's the last time we saw him?
When he lost to Sammy.
And then just off. Yeah. Just gone.
Who knows?
Who knows?
He'll be back. I like him.
Who knows? So we have, I think it's, so Daniel Bryan is back there on the phone, kind of foreshadowing the surprises that we saw throughout the show, saying on the phone, like, we have some surprises tonight, it's going to be a good show. Singh brothers come up, and they just start their spiel with Jinder. And then Daniel Bryan makes the match of Nakamura versus the Singh brothers in a 2-on-1 handicap match. Riveting stuff. Absolutely riveting. We go to commercial and then we come back and Kevin Owens is asking Sami Zayn to be the ref for his match. I don't know. We've seen Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens far too much.
Yep.
And then, so it seems like it switches to, Aiden English was in the ring, because I think I was driving over to your guys' house at this time.
Yeah, he was serenading.
Aiden English in the ring, serenading with his beautiful, beautiful voice. And then Bobby Roode, glorious, comes out, interrupts him. Was it a good match? Because I think I missed the entire match.
It was good.
It was dumb how they cut to commercial immediately once he came out.
Like, it just kind of like...
The crowd was all for it. Mm-hmm. They popped
hard. That's what Ethan said. They popped really hard for him. Cool. I'm glad to see... I know that Nick was saying that Vince McMahon was really hot on Bobby Roode recently. And then at that phenomenal TakeOver show We saw Drew McIntyre win, which is what I was expecting anyways. I said either Asuka loses or Bobby Roode loses. One of the two. Bobby Roode lost the championship at TakeOver. Good decision, I think. Bring Bobby Roode, because he's old.
He's 40.
Yeah.
He's up there
He's
in
39,
age.
yeah.
So he doesn't have that much time, and I don't know if they're going to immediately push him to the moon.
I think he'll be up there for sure.
I don't know,
Not jump start straight to Nakamura, but
I don't know.
Pretty darn close.
That would be cool to see them in an actual WWE.
And it would make sense storyline.
Right, of course it would. They have a lot of history together.
Yeah.
Yeah, so good match. Bobby Roode wins, of course. Has to win on that one. Poor Aiden English. He just wants to start singing. Then we have Chad Gable talking to Daniel Bryan. And Shelton Benjamin has returned.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to take a lot longer than tonight. Yeah. I really thought tonight was going to not be Shelton Benjamin. I thought it was going to take another couple months or so, or at the very least weeks. But it looks like we're going to have Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable in a tag team. I don't know if they're trying to make them an actual tag team, because why would you have Chad Gable pushed as a singles person and have him put on these incredible matches by himself just to bring Shelton Benjamin in and tag them up?
Well, Chad's pretty young, so I mean, he can learn from Shelton, and he can have a good experience with his tag team stuff, and then jump off.
So then this is going to turn into like a Chad Gable versus Shelton Benjamin deal.
I don't know.
Probably not.
I want to see them make a run.
What's the next SmackDown?
Hell in a Cell.
Hell in a Cell. Okay, because Survivor Series is what, November?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, that'd be cool to see. I'm sure they would work great together. I don't know what kind of chemistry they have in the ring, but they're both phenomenal athletes. And Shelton Benjamin is still in incredible shape, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean,
he looked great.
He looked big though.
He did look big. I don't remember him being that big.
And he was hurt for a while, so he probably
worked up.
Or even that tall. I don't remember him being that tall.
Yeah.
He just
probably because we're used to Jason Jordan being next to Chad.
And Chad Gable and Daniel Bryan are both 5 foot.
Yeah, you're right.
So,
dwarf them.
Yeah.
I like how we're talking about 5'8" and 5'9" being
we're all
short when we're all under that. So yeah, that'll be cool to see next week. We'll have to tune back in. These are going to be regular again. These podcasts are going to be regular, so we will see what happens next week with that. Any update on the Neville match at all?
Currently on my screen right now. Waiting for an update. Should be about.
Why don't you just turn it on with the sound off?
The sound is off. It's right here.
Oh, you're watching the match.
Yeah,
gotcha.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
So we have the next match. We had the Hype Bros come out against the Usos.
I thought they were done.
I thought we were gonna see a split tonight, but apparently not. They won. The Usos won. Cut a good promo like they always do. I'm loving them each and every week that I see them. I love them more and more. They're doing incredible work. I don't know what they're gonna do with the Hype Bros still. I'm surprised they're still together.
Well, I'm hoping Zach will turn heel.
I'm waiting on it, but.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm waiting on it. I don't know. But yeah, the Usos with their magnificent super kicks.
Neville just made Akira Tozawa tap out, so he's still the champion.
Dang, Titus worldwide.
I mean, I don't know what to say to that.
Yeah, Tozawa went for his little I don't know what he calls it. His back.
It's like the Rings of Saturn or something like that. Is that what it's called?
Well,
Tozawa tried to do
he tried to do his
turnbuckle move.
Yeah.
Land.
Yeah, and then Neville just rolled out of the way and hit him with the Rings of Saturn or whatever it's called. But yeah, anyways.
Well, I don't know. We'll see what they do with Neville. It just feels like Neville is nobody can touch him. And it's just weird that they had just that one moment of Tozawa winning.
Yeah, I don't know why.
It feels cheap.
I read online that it was Vince just showed up to Raw one day. That day was let's do something cool, and then they had him lose.
That was something cool.
Did you see Neville's tweets though? They just cracked me up. That was so funny. Oh, it was so funny. Oh yeah, since we're on the Usos still and their match against the New Day at SummerSlam should not have been on the pre-show. They should have switched the Enzo stuff.
Yeah.
Had Enzo stuff on pre-show and have this incredible match on SummerSlam. I really didn't think they could do any better than their last pay-per-view match that they had.
Such good chemistry.
They have such good chemistry together. Their promos together are
together
tight.
For years.
Their ring work is incredible.
Yeah.
They're on the flow with it. All of them work together incredibly well. And Xavier Woods has come to show up in WWE recently. Mm-hmm. He's got that cool elbow drop from the middle of the ropes or whatever. And I'm surprised the New Day didn't come out as winners in that match in the SummerSlam. Because you want that feel-good moment at SummerSlam, and what better team to give you that feel-good moment than the New Day? So, I don't know. The Usos are deserving of it.
Yeah.
For sure.
The New Day weren't even on SmackDown.
New Day weren't even on SmackDown tonight.
I'm sure they'll be back next week.
Of course. Naturally.
Right.
Naturally. So, after that, we have the 2-on-1 handicap match. Shinsuke Nakamura defeating the Singh brothers, of course. Just an absolute squash match. They didn't even have any ring gear on or anything. But even after Jinder distracted Shinsuke, he, of course, won. And then Jinder comes at him from behind, but Shinsuke somehow
overcomes the odds and
overcomes
still
the odds.
is on
I know
top.
Nick doesn't like it.
What an incredible effort by
I
Shinsuke Nakamura.
know. I still really
Beating
like
three
him.
guys in one night.
And I love his in-ring. I love his charisma.
Amazing.
I love all of it. Man,
Push him to the moon.
Their title scene in SmackDown, their main event scene is just...
I like how the U.S. belt opened and closed
the
show.
U.S. belt opening... That is where
and
they are...
Even AJ's promo, he's like, "Welcome to the house that blah blah AJ Styles, yada yada." Like, it felt like a world champion promo to open the show.
And them essentially opening and closing the show with that is telling the viewers, "Hey, this is what you need to be caring about." Because look what we had opening the show on Raw. It was the Universal Championship. That is what you should be caring about.
I think their main goal was to elevate the United States Championship again, but now they've completely elevated it to a point that there's no return. You can't.
They might as well swap
it might as well.
Yeah.
When KO originally won it, it was elevated.
Definitely.
It felt elevated, definitely. This is definitely elevating it even more. But the WWE title is just coming down, and coming down farther and farther. And I don't know why they're still going with Jinder at this point. The Indian market is already in WWE's grasp with the Great Khali coming back and all that stuff, which hopefully was just a one-time thing.
Great Khali holding the belt.
I was looking forward to him like that big Indian stable with the Singh brothers and Khali and Jinder. I was kind of excited for it, but then he's gone.
Send him back.
I don't think the Great Khali can perform.
Just as a big monster that stands behind him, you know? I don't know.
Like a bodyguard or something,
you know? Because those guys don't do much bodyguarding. They just kind of get...
but they sell.
Yeah.
They sell. But, yeah, I don't know. Then we have the Kevin Owens finally finding his referees. He did before Breezango tried to get him, and they had the romp hymns on.
Yeah, they did.
Those were hot. They look good. He says no, and then he finds Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin says, if you win tonight, then I am first in line for your U.S. title. And Kevin Owens agrees.
He just gives up on the chance of being world champion.
Yeah, absolutely.
He just doesn't even care. He had the Money in the Bank in his hands, gave that up, and now he's just,
Is it
let's go
really
for the United
because
States.
of what he said to Dave Meltzer on Twitter? His character,
No,
it was to that
veteran.
the armed service veteran on Twitter. He said some stuff to him, and the guy was like, "Actually, I am a veteran." And Baron Corbin was like, "Oh my God, I'm sorry."
What'd he say? I don't even remember what he said.
We can't even find the tweets.
We can't find it online.
Wow.
Maybe I'll look again tonight, but I couldn't find it.
I mean, but his character is to be mean, so I don't
know.
know.
It's a veteran. Who knows?
Even Kevin Owens wouldn't.
Kevin Owens just says some pretty great stuff on Twitter. Yeah.
Well, Kevin Owens is real about it because when stuff actually happens, Kevin Owens breaks character and says this is not okay. Like when we had the Charlottesville stuff, Kevin Owens said this is ridiculous. But yeah, and
I'm sure it was more than just Twitter. I'm sure Corbin had kind of a inflated ego from where he was at.
He probably did
at that point in time.
It's just you absolutely buried the man.
Yeah,
absolutely buried the man. And I thought that they could have redeemed that with Baron Corbin going over John Cena at SummerSlam, and I thought that they could have redeemed that. Baron Corbin is is mad that happened, and then he goes on a tear and beats, the guy.
Yeah.
And John Cena just wins. Breaks his SummerSlam losing streak.
Luckily, Baron, though, dominated basically the entire match.
Yeah.
And then, of course, typically Cena. But
it would be a different
it
situation.
made him look good. But
If it would be a different situation if he didn't make the stupid decision to cash in
That's
and
very
look
true.
stupid. Whereas, someone like Chad Gable can go out there and put on a good match and lose and still look good at the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the situation with everything involved, just Baron Corbin is just buried at
He
this
could be
point.
a lot worse. He could be Rusev. Because Rusev
Lost to Randy.
lost in 9 seconds to Randy and then wasn't even on SmackDown.
Wasn't even on SmackDown. Randy was not on SmackDown. I don't even know if we could talk about that match. I don't know.
No, let's not. No.
I get that Randy had to put up with Jinder.
That's what it was. It was
three pay-per-views in a row,
yeah.
losing to him.
Yeah. Then he beats him
not cleanly, but still losing to him.
But he beat him on SmackDown, didn't he?
Yeah.
He did beat him on SmackDown in the grudge match, wasn't it?
The grudge match.
I really don't understand. Yeah, that situation was nuts. But I don't know what they're doing with Randy anymore. They should have had Rusev go over, because at this point Randy, he's not terribly old, but he's not a blossoming star like Rusev could be.
Yeah.
And they're really wasting Rusev right now. Absolutely wasting him. I don't know why they didn't just put Lana back with Rusev. And they've ribbed Rusev for the wrong things. He just wanted to get married to his wife, and he wanted to cut his hair. That sounds ridiculous, but they are hog-tying him for that. Just absolutely stopping him in his tracks. And I don't know why they did the John Cena thing at Battleground. That was ridiculous. And I knew from the very second, I was like, there's no way John Cena in Philadelphia is going to not have that flag up there at the end of the match. I don't know. Stupid. Come on, WWE. But then we have another controversial decision. SummerSlam, we had Natalya making Naomi tap out to the sharpshooter. I think, did everybody here have Natalya winning that match?
Yeah, I think I did.
It's just, it feels a little controversial just because Natalya's character is
Stale.
Yeah. It's
Boring.
Yeah.
Annoying.
I mean, that's one of the situations where your in-ring work just cannot make up for your character work.
I think it was just like a thank you to Natalya for being around for so long through the Divas and the women's
through
revolution.
everything.
It's been 6 years since she's held a body.
That's what they
so
said.
I think she deserves it. She just
Yeah.
needs to work on that character.
Yeah.
I don't even know if it's her, if it's more
I don't
WWE, the way they...
She needs to start farting again.
Something.
No.
Make it a
That'd
little
be
more
more fun.
entertaining.
But we have the tag match where Becky Lynch and Naomi won. Naomi got the pin over Carmella, right?
Yes. Because Natalya
James
tagged her,
Ellsworth was... I don't know if, I don't know. James Ellsworth spilling what seemed to be Carmella's idea of just not getting tagged in and having Natalya get beat up by everybody and then cashing in. That'll be an interesting... I don't even know when at this point she can cash in, because she should have cashed in at SummerSlam.
There was a point a couple weeks ago where Naomi was completely laid out in the ring, and Carmella could have cashed in then, but for some reason she was like, nah, I'm good.
And I was gonna say that, in these situations, I don't know why, and I know this sounds ridiculous because WWE is scripted, but I don't know why Carmella wouldn't just, go out there and just stop the match and just beat her over the head with a chair and stuff like that, and then call the match. I don't know. But we had just a normal tag match for the women, of course. It's normally what happens in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. But then we have Dolph Ziggler coming back.
I'm excited.
And just stole everybody's... He called out everybody's gimmick.
Dolph. Yeah.
I do love Dolph.
I always love Dolph.
I was really hoping they were going to send him back to NXT, though.
Me too.
Have that whole thing going on.
Me too.
And I thought that's what he was about to announce, is that, I'm going to start doing that stuff tomorrow night in Full Sail Studio. He said he was going to bring all that stuff back next week, right? Is what he said?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Whatever that means.
What? Absolutely whatever
It'll
that
probably
means.
be, honestly, knowing Ziggler probably just be nothing. Probably the same
He probably
guy.
went on SmackDown next week.
Because he's still heel, right?
Yeah, he's still that
he
bitter...
acted like it.
The bitter veteran that never got a shot like he wanted.
Yeah.
That's his character.
That's just his gimmick now.
Sucks.
Then another backstage segment, we had Lana and Tamina. Tamina is just so cringy to watch. She's a good in-ring performer, but just with the mean mug that she always puts on, it's just not menacing at all. It's literally like just telling someone, hey, look mean real quick. Like, give me your mean face. And I'm not like most girls.
That's what Nia is, too.
Yeah, I know. That's exactly how Nia is, too. But I mean, Nia has like been coming out more with a character than just Tamina. Like,
I guess
I'm gonna make you look like James Ellsworth. And then, whereas last week it almost felt like Lana buried Tamina. This week she hyped her up as a proper manager. So we'll see if Tamina gets something out of it. I don't know what she would be getting out of it.
I still think Lana has the hots for Tamina, but
yeah, me too.
She could.
Well,
I thought it was the other way around.
Too.
Yeah, I thought it was Tamina had the hots for Lana.
Maybe both. Who knows?
Fine.
Isn't that weird though that you have
story.
Lana and Rusev on the show together on the same show, but they just don't ever interact with each other? Like you think if they were married,
that they would. Not on the show anymore, so it's fine.
I know. And then that was everything until the main event, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
I don't think there's anything in between there. Then we had the main event where Kevin Owens had the stipulation of choosing the ref, and he chose Baron Corbin. Good match like always. They're always going to put on a good match together. I think I missed most of it because I was trying to set up. But AJ had like he was being pinned, right? And then Shane stopped it.
Well, there was some like Kevin pushed AJ into Baron and all this stuff, and then Baron started trying to fast count him, and then whenever Shane came out to try to make him stop fast counting, Kevin hit AJ.
Yeah, because Baron was like boom, boom, boom with like it was just incredible.
Kevin hit AJ in the nuts, and then Shane was like, "No, you can't count that pin," and so he took his shirt off and gave
took
it
his
to
shirt
Shane.
off, of course.
Yeah, it shows a little sad face.
His little sad belly button. It's just frowning.
And then Shane became the referee.
AJ didn't even hit him with like anything. He just was it a roll up or?
That was the forearm, wasn't it?
Oh, was it the forearm?
It was
I must have missed that then. So does that mean this feud is dead? I don't know if.
Yeah, I think this is the beginning of Shane and
KO,
Kevin, and then probably Baron Corbin and AJ.
Oh, good gravy! I love Baron Corbin. I don't know why you guys don't like him.
Yeah. Oh, I like him.
Yeah. So we're gonna have to see what happens with all this stuff. The boys over here are looking at Baron Corbin memes.
Looking at his belly.
Yeah. Looking at his sad belly.
Triple H.
But yeah, I think I speak for all of us when I say that we are glad to be back. Glad to be back in the groove of making podcasts again.
Finishers, man.
Yeah, I know, absolutely.
It's getting late around.
Nick, give me your finisher, bud.
SmackDown women. You guys are all confused. I think Becky's gonna win the belt from Natalya at Survivor Series.
Okay.
This underdog baby face, and then Carmella can cash in because it's actually a face that has the belt this time.
Okay.
And then they can do the James Ellsworth and Becky Lynch feud that's been going on Twitter, and Carmella and Becky Lynch.
I like it. Sounds good to me.
That's all I got.
Sounds good to me. Ethan?
Come back to me. I'm still thinking.
Okay.
Because
Come back to
I'm
you.
dumb.
Damien?
I'm sorry, I wasn't thinking.
Okay, here it goes. Not gonna say I'm excited for the future because I'm not excited for the future.
Charlotte.
You're not excited for the future.
No, Charlotte's
Is it
on the show.
Charlotte?
But no. But she has a reason not to be.
Hi, Macy.
Rick's sick. But anyways, how you guys were talking about Roman Reigns and the whole John Cena thing and Samoa Joe. It would be cool to see John Cena and Samoa Joe go at each other, and we'll probably see Miz and Roman. My prediction is Roman will beat the Miz for the Intercontinental Championship. Then John Cena will be like, I have never held the Intercontinental Championship. And it's going to set up Roman versus John Cena for the Intercontinental Championship. And John's going to win. Then the next week, John will lose the championship so he can go and film Transformers. But he had it for one night, so that's all that matters. Then he's the Grand Slam.
At a Big Four show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Darn. You thought about that, didn't you?
Yeah, when you guys were talking about
Well,
it.
now I'm thinking like you could even toss the Shield into that one because then you have the tag team champions, Intercontinental champion, and have them all gang up on Cena.
And
so
actually
like,
have intertwining storylines?
Yeah.
Wow!
It'd be
Nuts!
like a big heel turn for Roman and the boys because Roman could be the Intercontinental champion with his tag title friend.
Yeah, and then Roman can finally turn heel. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Never.
Okay.
If they don't turn him heel, pinning The Undertaker clean at WrestleMania, they will never, ever do it. Ever. Ever.
We're getting too excited.
He's going to be a tweener for the rest of his life.
I can go. If you want.
So, I mean, if you want to. I mean,
Okay.
I don't know if yours is good or not.
Probably not.
Trash. Mine was
My
good.
finishers aren't. Yeah, yours was pretty
yours
good.
should have ended the show.
It's no T-shirts this time. Sorry.
Damn.
Yeah, I know. So I know we don't talk about NXT, but I just want to address Asuka for a second. She did get I don't know if you guys heard, but she did suffer an injury. She's gonna be gone. I think like 6 to 8 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah.
But so I don't know if I've talked about this on the show before, but I think she's just gonna like drop the NXT title like on William Regal's desk and just
Tomorrow
say that.
night?
No, not tomorrow night. Just
Oh.
sometime in the near future, just say I'm done with this and go to the main roster. And she's probably gonna vacate it. So whoever wins the Mae Young Classic will
Be
probably
declared.
just be declared the new winner.
Ember
I
Moon
think.
should be champion, though. She should have won at TakeOver. She really should
I don't know.
have.
I kind of like the decision of Asuka. Just like who's gonna beat her. I like that.
I think that they're
It's-
going to build
it's-
up
we haven't
the
had
Mae
that.
Young winner to beat Asuka.
Yeah, I think that's what they're doing too.
Yeah.
But I want Asuka to
just
just
drop it.
drop it, and then
Not
what Paige
she can
did.
be. Yeah, I know what I'm
She got
saying.
called up, yeah.
And then just she can stay undefeated
messy.
and go up to.
That's why she gave it up. It was messy.
Go up to either Raw or SmackDown. I hope SmackDown, but I mean Raw kind of needs it too. So
Yeah.
Raw. I think Raw might need it more.
Girls on
than
Rock could use
SmackDown.
a butt kicking, honestly.
Yeah, they
yeah,
really
I
could.
agree. It's funny because that switches like every month. Like
Yeah.
Raw's doing good and SmackDown
Yeah.
and Raw, but yeah. So that's
Well, my finisher was kind of ruined because I watched I was discussing this with the boys earlier, but it involves a Jason Jordan storyline. But it kind of is ruined now because What Culture talked about it. And they literally, Ethan, I don't know if you like watched the video about it, but it was talking about turning Jason Jordan heel. So what I was telling Ethan, and this is kind of mirroring What Culture's, but I had the idea first. Before they posted the video. Before they posted the
They
video.
stole
Yeah.
it from you.
But yeah, so my idea, because it's a little bit different than theirs, was that to have Jason Jordan, it was his mother that like Kurt Angle did mess around with, or whatever, and Jason Jordan found out about that, and so he used that because he wasn't going anywhere on SmackDown, and uses that to get the spotlight on him and get a push over on Raw, and then lies about it basically. About being his son. It was just using that. And I think it could be a great match, Kurt Angle versus Jason Jordan. Have Kurt Angle in there again.
Will that be his last match, you think?
I don't know if I would want Kurt Angle to have the last match against Jason Jordan because I like Jason Jordan, but I don't think he's Kurt Angle retire
Who would win,
worthy.
you think?
Who would win that?
Jason.
Jason.
We gotta go out
For
with
sure.
that.
You have to, absolutely. But I don't think that should be a match that Kurt Angle gets retired. I think Kurt Angle should be retired on
Roman Reigns.
Seth Rollins, maybe.
Dean.
He'll kill him.
I don't know,
You're right.
someone
Back again.
yeah, someone
Broken freaking neck.
someone that's already big. Like, you know what I mean? Someone that's already
John
at that
Cena.
level.
I mean, that would be an interesting
Fame.
way to go
Yeah.
out.
Nah, man.
since-
Let's
like
go.
full
Brock
circle.
Lesnar.
yeah, it would be a full
You
circle.
gotta see Kurt and Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
He will
That would be
literally
sweet.
kill him.
He would literally break his neck
Yeah,
again.
you're right. Weren't they talking about Triple H fighting Kurt Angle? Because Triple H usually works really, really well and safely against other people.
Probably. I don't know.
And I've been hearing a lot about Daniel Bryan. Dave Meltzer said 2018 is going to be the year where Daniel Bryan is going to take over again. And where he is going to... Because Daniel Bryan has never been about the money. He's always been about the creative aspect of just going out there and wrestling. So nobody's going to be able to offer the money that WWE is offering to Daniel Bryan. But if Daniel Bryan gets the ability to wrestle again in ROH, for example... ROH might be able to match that, and then Daniel Bryan would have absolute like creative freedom, and maybe this could set off to where ROH could start becoming a competitor to WWE in America at least.
Did you watch or listen to the Edge and Christian podcast with Daniel Bryan?
No, I
he
haven't.
really laid out his entire situation with his concussions and whatnot, and basically it's just like a PR thing for WWE. Like,
Oh, I'm absolutely sure. After
the actual doctors, like not the WWE doctors, but like the real doctors have said, yeah, you're fine, go ahead and wrestle.
Oh, absolutely.
But the ones that Vince pays are saying, nah, Vince doesn't want you to do it because it looks bad on our end.
Oh, 100%.
So
you don't want
Daniel
another Chris
Bryan
Benoit.
has enough leverage to go somewhere else. I bet you Vince tosses money at him and says, fight Kurt Angle one more time.
Yeah, and I think it's another point.
Vince will pass that up. I don't think he's that crazy. To let
And
him go.
I think it's another point of Vince trying to show that he's not pushing his superstars to the absolute brink. Like, the second that they're able to go out there, he's going to put them out there again. So, I don't know. Daniel Bryan obviously got his superstardom in WWE, so I think he would like to return to that. But ROH is his home. It's like with CM Punk.
Yeah.
It's his home. That's where he grew up, basically, wrestling career-wise. So, I don't know. Should be an interesting developing story.
Yeah.
But...
That's like a year away, though.
Yeah, that's like a year away. I just thought it was interesting. Since we'll
revisit this topic in a year. And
absolutely. In a year, if we're still doing the podcast. Excited for the future?
I'm excited for the future.
You should be. Because that is going to be this week's episode of the Four Corners Podcast.
1 hour.
Oh, good gravy.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm going to do that one again. Because this was this week's episode of the Four Corners Podcast. We have all been excited to come back into the show. And like I said, we are going to be, once again, doing this regularly. So from everybody here at the Four Corners Podcast, we wish you a wonderful day. And we hope that you stay tuned for the rest of our shows. See ya.